Oh, hi folks. It's been an eventful week in the Movie Bad household. So, I haven't got many pickups. And you know what? Lockdown really does limit my pickups. And I'll tell you for what. Well, you know why. Because I fund most of getting my movies by finding stuff in charity shops, finding stuff online, trading it into CX, and using the vouchers in CX to upgrade. Now, I actually had about £120 worth of CX vouchers, but my wee boy smashed his Switch again for the second time, third time in 12 months. So, going into lockdown without his Switch, I was like, he's not going to manage because he's got a friend that he plays online with, and that's the only way that's the only way at the moment they're getting to like communicate with their friends. And I was like, okay, can I go through a whole however many months lockdown? This is going to be without a Switch for him. So what I done is I went and used my £120 vouchers and got a Nintendo Switch Lite off CEX. Went down and click and collect it, and stupid me went and clicked to the wrong store. Luckily the store I did go to had one, so we just swapped to that click and collect for another one. So that's where all my vouchers have gone. So I've not got any funds for any movies. And a couple of injuries. You might have seen Pete's video. My son injured himself this week, and my wife's injured herself. Haven't you, Arlene? That you just that was a yes, wasn't it, Arlene? Yes. So there you go. So she's injured herself. There. So it's going to be a pretty tight month, especially with no pickups and stuff like that. So I was quite pleased that I got this book from my Christmas from my dad and his partner Susan, and it's Everyone's a Critic 52-week movie challenge. So I will tell you about that a bit more in a second, but I'll show you my only pickup, and that is Amistad on the premium collection that I got off Amazon. I don't know why Amazon are selling HMV premium collection ones. Maybe it's an outprint one. Maybe someone had bought some excess stock of it. But I've seen this movie and I really think it's a good movie. And I thought it was at $5.99, which is even cheaper than the 2 for $15, brand new, and still sealed. And that came to I think it was a couple of days ago. So I'll look at that one later. I might even incorporate this one into the 52-week movie challenge. So there you go. So as you can see, Everyone's a Critic 52-week movie challenge, and what it's got is it's got a challenge one a week for the entire year. So it says challenge 1, a film that has won Best Picture, and it asks you to describe it, etc. So I'll show you which one I watched, which is a first time watch for me. I've never seen this before, and that is Lawrence of Arabia. It's been sitting on my shelf probably for 2 years, maybe a bit less than that, and I was always wanting to get around to it, and I thought, what better opportunity than to use this book to watch some of the movies that I've not watched before. So there you go. It's not just the Blu-ray, it's not the 4K edition for the Columbia Pictures one. And there you go. This was filmed on 70mm as well, apparently. I thought Tower of Inferno was the first one to be filmed on 70mm, but apparently I was wrong. This was filmed on 70mm. So the picture quality is pretty decent. There was a couple of glitches in it, but I wonder if that was my player. But I did look on the forums, and it did say that some of the footage was slightly lost. I wonder if that's the same in the 4K, just glitches, or maybe it was just my player, or maybe my disc. But there you go. So it asked me to complete some technical details on the movie in here, and I'll just read them out. It goes: movie title, we know that, Lawrence of Arabia. Year of release, 1962. Aspect ratio. Now, aspect ratios, I don't really know what they mean. I say I don't know what they mean. Obviously, I know what it means, the size of the picture on the screen, but what difference it makes. There's obviously widescreen, full screen, etc. This one says it was in 2-21, and if anybody knows what that specifically means, if you want to put it in the comments, that would be appreciated. It says genre, and I'm like, is that an action? It's epic, a genre. That's what I'd call it. Now, it's got my rating, and I haven't filled that in yet, and I'll talk about why in a minute or two. So, it says who directed it. It was directed by David Lean. It was produced by Sam Spiegel, and it was written by Robert Bolt and Michael Wilson. The music is by Maurice Jarre. And ask how many awards it received. It received 7 Academy Awards. Now, it says, why did you choose this particular film? And as I said, the reason I chose that particular film is because I'd never seen it before, and I thought this was an ideal opportunity to watch it. Late at night, kids have gone to bed, and I thought I'll just turn this on and watch it. Have you seen the movie before? No. Why would you recommend this film? Why or why not? Now that's a tough one, because I don't know if it was the mood I was in or whether it was the things that were going on, but I just couldn't get into this movie. I watched it from start to finish, and it got to the stage where he just leaves the desert for the first time. He's come back, and I'm thinking, oh, this movie's quite boring. Nothing's really happened. Is it going to end? And that was 2 hours 20 into the movie, and it then went intermission. I'm like, what? Intermission at 2 minutes, at 2 hours and 20 minutes? So I went, all right, okay, intermission. And then it played intermission music for 5 minutes. I'm not saying this wouldn't have been great in the cinema in 1962. It probably was. It was probably a full evening out for people. And then I watched the second part, and I don't know if it was because I was tired or because I didn't really pay attention to the second part as much as I did the first. And at the end of it, I thought, is this a good movie? And I actually thought, no, to myself. No. Is it one I watch again? Probably not. But I think I need to give it a second chance. But you'd have to have a long afternoon, maybe a rainy day at the caravan for 4 hours watching Burroughs. Might be worth it. So, it's got another couple of questions, which is quite good if you're like reviewing movies. It goes, what character were you most able to identify with or connect with, and in what way? Now, I didn't identify with any of those characters. And Peter O'Toole as Lawrence Arabia, what struck me is he a confident man or is he an arrogant man? And he was an arrogant man. Did I identify with that? No, because I don't think I'm like that. The best line or memorable quote. So there's a bit in the movie where he's going to have to cross the Sinai desert, and one of the Arabs says to him, "You're going to cross the Sinai desert?" He goes, "Yes. Why not? Moses did it." That's just the arrogance level. And right at the start of the movie, he's the commander, and he is going to go out to something. So I think they're getting like some injections or something like that. And he says to the guy who's getting like a wee thumb prick or something like that. They were all complaining about the pain. He says, "Pain hurts. The trick is not to mind it hurting." And I quite like that quote. So I'm not going to go a full review of Lawrence Arabia. I'm sure there's plenty of those out there that you can go and watch who are a lot better than me at doing it. But my thoughts on the movie were, I didn't want to be too harsh, but I just found it boring. It's the truth of the matter. Sorry, but if anybody likes this movie, but that's my opinion on it. I just found it boring. It says, have you watched any other Best Picture nominees and what were they? Yes, I have. Can I remember them all off the top of my head? No. But I'm pretty sure Good Will Hunting's one of them, isn't it? Let me have a look. Grab it. Oh, no, not grab it. Excuse me. Good Will Hunting. 9 Oscar nominations, and it wins for Best Supporting Actor and Best Original Screenplay. Now, there's a scene in this movie where Robin Williams, the comedian, does a speech to Matt Damon, and it's an absolutely epic piece of acting, I think. And I'm sure there's loads of clips on YouTube on it, and I'm sure loads of people have talked about it before, but I think it's an absolutely great scene. I think it's an absolutely great movie. If I had the choice, would I watch this again, or would I watch Lawrence of Arabia? I'd definitely watch this. Spend my time watching this. Maybe it's just the era I grew up in. Maybe that people found that. I think with Lawrence of Arabia though, the picture quality is outstanding apart from these few glitches, and it is absolutely filmed well. And that must have cost an absolute fortune, with all the camels, the horses, and everything like that to film that back in 1962. So I appreciate the work they went in it. I just didn't find it to my taste. It says, do you feel this film deserved the award? Why or why not? I just covered that. It said it was filmed today, it would cost a fortune, the story of an arrogant man, and the picture quality is great. And a fun fact for you. The first Academy Award ceremony was held in 1929, with the award recipient being announced months in advance. So, this is my first week challenges, and I've done that one. And well, next week we'll probably move on to, it says a movie classic. But what movie classic? Can anybody recommend a movie classic and put them in the comments? And what I'll do is I'll try and pick one that's in my collection that I haven't watched. That's going to be a challenge. So if you have a thought on a movie classic, I'll put it down there and I'll comment whether I've seen it before or if it's in my collection. And then we'll decide which one I'm going to watch. This could be fun. So thank you very much for watching this installment of the Movie Rad channel. It's a pleasure as always. And if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I would appreciate if you want to subscribe. I've picked up another couple of subscribers. So some people appreciate me there. Oh well, thanks very much. Catch you later, guys. Or well, when I'm able to set up and turn this off. And look, we've got a little doggy Jax. Hey Jax, say hello.